It is Show Us Your Tips, courtesy of Pro Group Racing. Midweek review and preview, having a look at what's going on a Wednesday afternoon. Beaver, how are you, my friend?
Very good, thank you, Daggy. How are you, mate?
Good. How'd the weekend treat you? It was a bit of an interesting day.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I think we come out on top overall, mate, which was a good start.
Yeah, it was. I think between us, we both covered most of the Sydney Quarter. I think I landed the Sydney Quarter, which paid about $16, which is good. And
It's good
you
for
had,
you, mate. It's a win.
yeah, you had most of Melbourne covered down there as well. It was we saw a few good horses return. Anders returned in style. I think Rose Hill, we got most of it right, but it played very.
We
You
did.
flagged it better than me. It played absolutely on the rails, and very much leaders, which went to get a few horses like Royal Bouquet and that. But I think we pretty much you got the track pattern right, and we were able to get a bit out of it. So Anders was very dominant, looked good, heading towards
Yes.
some better races. What did you take out of Sydney this weekend?
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on there. Anders was very good and won well. But yeah, it was good to get the pattern of the racing correct, and yeah, you got the quaddy up, which meant we pretty much tipped the last four winners
Yep, you're keen on
and went for a
Eduardo.
good day. I was keen on Eduardo, got backed right in, a little bit shorter than I was expecting, but again, I thought that just might play into its hands with the way the track would play, and that's why I went for it. So yeah, that certainly helped.
Yep, beautiful. And Melbourne was very similar. We were around the mark there. We had coming around. We had what else do we have early
My
on?
best bet won, Skyman. My
Yeah,
Skyman won very nicely.
got out to a good price too. Got out to about you could have got $4 at one stage, yeah, but about three
Yeah,
odd.
yeah, I was pretty happy about that. So got out to a really nice price.
Tavi Dance bounced back very well, and
Yes, we're
your
all
horse
over that.
Octane. I got that one wrong, but you nailed Octane as well. So some nice horses
Yes,
in the spring.
yeah, and I also my tip up in Doomben got the chockies as well, Roman Aureus,
Yeah, had a
which I
nice
really liked.
end up chiming in with you there. Had a nice result. So it was most
Yes,
productive, a good weekend all round, really there, and good news for the followers. We will head now to midweek racing tomorrow. I'm in charge of the Melbourne quarter. You're in charge of Sydney this week. We've flipped and flopped and changed.
yes,
I might kick off. We'll have a crack here. But
yes.
early thoughts, Warwick Farm. I half thought it'd be cancelled the way we're going, but the range is off for now. But we'll head down south. You can chime in if you need to here, Beaver. But I've had a look at the
Yeah, I got a few.
quad legs down on Sandown hillside here, and slow seven, a little bit of rain around, but hillside tends to favour the swoopers. The longer straight there, coming out of the straight, they tend to come down the middle of the track at Sandown on a Wednesday when it gets a bit wet. Any early thoughts for the Melbourne part of what you've looked at, Beaver?
Yeah, look, mate, I have got a few tips, but I'll let you get cracking on your quaddy, and I'll chime in because there's a few in these races that I do have a bit of a liking for.
Very good. All right. Well, the quaddy kicks off in race 5, obviously on a Wednesday afternoon. 1400-metre fillies and mares, benchmark 78. And in race 5, I'm pretty keen here on Rich Hips, the favourite. It's about $2.40 today. I think it gets a lovely blending run here. It's come off the run at Caulfield, swooped, made a long searching run, and now it goes to Sandown Hillside in a weaker race where it's going to suit it. Oliver's going to have his timing right in that 3-wide line and swoop down the middle. About $2.35, I think, is a good bet here. My only concern, if the track's against us, which we don't know yet, it's obviously hard to do on a Tuesday night, but the first up of 1,000 Wishes is a danger, but it's going to lead, and I think 400 metres Sandown isn't really conducive to that first up. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think Rich Chips is one of the better bets on the card. I think you've probably summed the race up pretty good, and Ola, you're bored. I think yeah, $2.30, $2.35 at the moment looks good enough odds for me, and certainly the horse to beat.
Beautiful. The benchmark 70 is the next race of the day over 1,500 metres. I'm leaning a bit in a wider market to, again, the favourite at $5.50, Blondeau. Just broke through last start. Waller horse, typical, looks exactly like a typical Waller, gelding the black, tighter black head, smaller build, but won well at Geelong last start on the turf. 2 starts ago, it finished third to Farnan and Tangaloa, who both won a golden slipper and a blue diamond between them. Did start 20s that day. It's going to run really well, about $5, I think. Now it's broken through. This track suits here. The other bet in the race I'm going to have, so I'm going to have something on Blondeau about $5.50. The other one I'm going to back about $13 is In Good Health for Peter Moody. $13. It resumed down the straight at Flemington last start behind Sakura, one of ours, for better or worse. But ran on well like a horse that's going to want longer, and I think Peter Moody might have the key to this. It's running quite well. It's been with Anthony Cummings and John Ramsey up at Scone, but I've got a feeling it's a pretty good horse, or an underrated horse, and I think it's going to run well. You're getting double figures to find out. So there's the 2 bets I'll be having in race 6 there. Beaver, any thoughts?
Yeah, actually, funnily enough, Daggy, Bacchus has been backed into favouritism, but I do like Blondeau, the same as you. I thought it was pretty good, breaking its maiden last start. Should be further improved by that third up. Again, I think the track, if it is playing how we think it is, will suit the horses coming down the middle of the track, and I expect that's where Blondeau will come and can only be improved. So, yeah, I'm pretty keen on Blondeau as well at the $5 mark. I think that's pretty good each way odds, and certainly be having something there. And my danger was frankly Harvey around the same price as In Good Health at that $13 mark. I thought that was a knockout chance for the exotics.
My opinion on Bacchus was it doesn't go in the wet, so I just was happy to go around it.
Yeah, me too.
The second last race of the day, another 70 over the 800 meter stage. By this stage, I'm thinking it's going to be a bit of hard work. And I'm going to go with Ocean Miss, who sat on speed and was pretty brave, beating most of this field at Sale last start. And I'm happy to stick here. I think the market, I don't think it's wrong, but it's a wider market that needs to be. I think she was quite brave, and I think she's here to run well again. There was no one else that really had a trip over the 800 meters apart from Cash for Diamonds, who's coming off lower grade warnable stuff, but is a genuine wet tracker. But Ocean Miss is my tip in the second last there. Nothing from you, Beef?
Yeah, nothing really from me, mate. I thought Ocean Miss was a handy enough run last start, as you pointed out. I think it beat Boomstock, but I think Boomstock probably should have won the race. But Boomstock's it's a fair horse, so
It's broke on
you
Broomstock
know,
twice. Yeah.
yeah, it was brave, and yeah, it's won 2 of the last 3 starts. So yeah, I couldn't find anything to knock you there, mate.
Cool. And we'll wrap up the last with another 78 over 1,000 metres this time. I got one here, Mrs. Beckham. It is favourite, but it's coming out of its last start. It last 2 starts in last prep. It started $7 against Parity in a Group 3 race at Moonee Valley. The start before that started admittedly big odds, high 20s, and finished 3 lengths off Rubisaki, which in fairness would be winning this race by the length of the Sandown Straight. So hasn't been lower than 1,200 metres in its career, but I think this is a barrier trial. Jamie Carr on board for Mari Eustace, and I think this will be a bit of an easy kill here for it to go into bigger and better things in spring. Any thoughts?
Yeah, look, wasn't overly keen on the race. Probably the one horse that I didn't mind at good value was Salty Kisses at the $11 price. I thought it won well last start after some reasonably solid form. I think it's a horse that is probably on the way up with a little bit of potential and gets the services of Michael Rodd. So I thought it wasn't without a chance in probably what's bit of a tricky race, and it's had some decent form around some good horses. Deep Euphoria, Bless Her, was only 1.1 lengths behind Bless Her with 57 on its back. Look, I think Bless Her would probably be winning this race as well. So if it can get a decent run, given the tricky alley, but the 2 favourites are sort of drawn inside and outside, but it's not without a chance.
No, I'm with you there as well. In that, she'll be appearing in my quaddy for sure. When we get to that later in proceedings, but I guess they're my quick look at the quaddy legs down south. The other racing for the week, we will cap off our quaddy and best bets all at the end, I think, will we?
Yeah, why not?
Yep. So you've had a bit of a look around. Anything earlier in the day for you?
No, my best bet comes up early in the day, but I'll save that for when we go through our best bets, mate.
Cool. Yeah, the other couple, I like. It's interesting first race with the clash of Diesel and Dust and my girl that ran a place at Warwick Farm. Where are we? Here? Just had a name there, Kieran Marhorse. I've just had a mental blank. Let me pull my phone right up. Can you tell me here? Peggy Celine. So interesting race in the first there. And interesting. There's a couple of who's cracking out some good horses at the moment is one of my favourite stables, Busserton Young team.
Yeah, good.
They've got one first up here. They've got one at 50s that I might spec as well later on. But couple that they had one bolt in at I can't even name the horse. They had one bolt in fresh off the boat in Adelaide on the weekend, and I think they're going to be a hot stable for spring. They always have been, but really like backing those horses from them. Well prepared and always
Yeah,
really well. Um, I guess
and real well fresh.
yeah, definitely. Anything else down south for you before we come and look at Warwick Farm?
Now we'll move on to Warwick Farm, mate, and I'll save my best bet for Melbourne for a little bit later.
Keep it there, beautiful. All right, so Warwick Farm, heavy 10 at the moment. It's been torrential for those not in Sydney. It's been torrential the last 3 days. Dry day today, but it's I'm not optimistic for being much better than heavy 10, Beaver. Have you approached this meeting?
Yeah, that makes it a real tricky day with a heavy 10. Could be heavy, whatever, depending on what the weather does tomorrow. So I think it's really a lot of horses here that don't have a lot of form around the heavy. So I'm not sure what the scratchings will do.
Mm.
So that'll tell me a bit. And so horses that have got a bit of fitness under the belt and can handle the going will probably be the ones that need to look for.
Okay, so you want to run through and tip off a few you want to back? Which race do you want to start with?
Yeah, mate. The first race that I wanted to mention in Rose Hill comes up in race 3, and it's actually my best bet of the day at Warwick Farm. Space is deep from the Waller stable. It's got Tommy Berry aboard, as much as we don't like Tommy Berry being on our best bets of the day. Um, he is on this occasion, and I think this horse is out to its right distance now. Had a good win last start, and I think it was a really impressive win last start. Really liked the way that it hit the line, and I'm hoping it's fit enough. It's that 7th start into its spell here, and I think it should be too good for this field. At $3.60, space is deep. Is my best bet of the day.
Beautiful. Where are we going to next?
Race 4. My next selection comes up is also the Waller-Berry combination in Willowheart. Second up, but a lot of these horses are second up. Its first up run wasn't too bad. It was after a long layoff. It finished 5th, but it was only less than a length, I think, from the winner. So it was a real blanket finish. I think this, again, is on its way up. Plenty of improvement. Had some really good runs last preparation. $3.50 in what's a fairly tough race, but drawn well. Hopefully he'll be winning again.
Yeah, I think it. I'm with you here because leader back in grade Saturday back to Wednesday. Um, it should get control of this, and assuming it handles it going okay, I think this is the best horse by a long way in this race. I think
Yes.
one of the better bets down in Sydney. When your dangers are
Yeah, I think,
danger, yeah, there's no chase this.
yes.
And where to next for a speed?
Yeah, skip forward to race 6, and I'm going for the number 7, Badouche.
Mm-hmm.
Badouche was my value bet of the day last start and just got nutted, finishing second. And I'm hoping it can turn the tables and get us a win tomorrow. it's certainly going to handle the track. It was freshened up before it had that second. It was a pretty good run. It's beaten a reasonable way, but I certainly think it's got good enough form on the heavy and soft to be a contender here.
No, definitely. Very good horse, or better horse than perceived to be. Chasing not faint hearted who did bolt in on that Randwick track, but I think again I'm with you. I think this is a nice horse back to midweek grade. It's a good bet. Good bet.
Yeah, I thought $4.40 was okay.
Yeah, I think that's overs. Hopefully by the time people are watching this, that's available. Anything in the last for us?
Yeah, just a good outsider chance on my value bet of the day at Warwick Farm, and that's number 5, Magic Over the Bay,
Okay.
at the $8 mark. So I have seen that there is a little bit of money around for it already, and what is a very open race sells $5 the fave, but plenty of horses in the market. Uh, yeah, third up after a spell, had some really good form last preparation, was around the money just about every start. Certainly now getting out to its right distance with a good jockey on board and Jason Collett, drawn to get a good run, and hopefully can finish off with a bit of more fitness under the belt.
I'm going to give a mention just quickly here, and I hope it's going near Cordy, to Assault and Battery, who I was keen on when it got in the Saturday race we spoke about 2 weeks back. A genuine wet tracker here. 4 wins, 2-2 from 13 starts in the wet. It's going to probably lead this field and be one of those sling off the bend sort of. It's going to be have 2 lengths, and someone's going to have to go past it in the end here at around $9. And I think it's a nice quinella there, Beaver. $9, $11. The Salt and Battery, Magic Over the Bay, something for everyone there. If we lob that in the last, I think it's there to run well again. Warwick Farm tomorrow.
Yeah,
Uh,
perfect.
so very quickly, anything else across Australia before we do our best and wrap it up?
Yeah, mate, I've got two for us in Doomben.
Mhm.
Race 3,
You've
number
been nailing
8.
the Queensland stuff.
Yeah, I know, I've been going all right there, eh?
Yeah.
So I've got race 3, number 8, to Talaya,
Yep.
I think it is, and race 7, number 4, Keen on Gold.
Beautiful. Excellent.
So couple of good ones there, mate. I think both of those will be winning.
2 up north to build our bank for Saturday. And all right, so let's get our best and value across Australia. So we got one each of both, and then we're going to crack into. Actually, let's do our quarties first. You want to go first? Do you have the honour?
Yep. Yeah, mates. I'll
Our
have my quaddie in Warwick Farm. This is the Sydney quaddie. First leg, 2, 3, 5, and 10. Second leg, 1, 2, 4, and 10. Third leg, 6, 7, 9. And in the last, we're going 2, 4, 5, and 8.
Beautiful. What does that get us, Beaver?
That gets us
We're supposed to.
1648. That was relying on you for this, mate. That's about 100 and just under 200 combinations, mate.
Yep.
So for $50, we'll get about 25%,
Perfect. Love it.
26%.
Sorry. Yeah, I was a bit slack on the draw there. That's fine. Very
That's all right,
good.
mate. I got it.
I know. That's why I'm with you. All right, my quaddie for Sandown on a Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to go first leg 3,000 wishes, 5 rich hips, 7 shandy into 1 Musselbrook, 2 blinder, 4 milestone at the 50s, 5 Canian, 10 in good health, 11 Blondeau into 1 quality approach, 3 ocean miss, 4 approach discreet, 5 Jenkins, home with 4 Mrs. Beckham, 6 Zugia, 7 high risk. $50 gets you 24%. 3, 5, and 7. 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 11. 1, 3, 4, and 5 into 4, 6, and 7. That wraps up
Beautiful.
both our quaddies there. Hopefully something for everyone. Best value of the day, Beaver. What have you got?
My best value of the day comes up in Melbourne, race 8, number 5, Salty Kisses.
Oh, lovely. And I'm going to make my best value race 6, number 10, in good health, about the $13. And should we finish off? We've got to finish off with a winner each. Best of the day, Beaver.
Yeah, I'm going Melbourne, race 4, number 8, Magnolia Man.
Definitely. Yep. Very good for. I'm going the same stable for my best. Race 5, number 5, Rich Hips. They should have a good
He'll
day.
get 2 in a row there.
Busted and Young. I think they might train 3 or 4 winners tomorrow.
Yeah, perfect.
Very
As
good.
long as they get those 2, mate, I'll be happy.
That's all it takes. So we'll be back on Saturday because we've got plenty of group racing to look at. It's springtime now. We've got the PB Lawrence Stakes at Caulfield and some very good racing in Sydney as well, the up and coming and a few other races. Looking forward to talking about that with you in person, mate, while I have a beer.
Sounds good, mate.
All right. Anything else for the punters?
That's it, mate.
Right.
Happy punting and ciao for now.
Good stuff. Good luck, everybody. We'll talk to you again Thursday night. See you guys.